God of War 3 played on Chaos difficulty mode. This video is just going to be everything in Hades Palace up to the actual boss fight, which will be in the next video. When you move this block over here, these blocks on this little wheel thing, this is how fast you should be able to push things. This is great, but of course we have some harpies over here to punish us for moving that stack of blocks there. So just really be careful of these guys, and there are several health and magic boxes throughout here, so just make sure that also you avoid their kamikaze dives. That does a lot of damage to you, and also try to get those mutilation kills for plus 10 bonus points. So you want to move this over to this wheel, but you need to first interact with the wheel and get this chest if you want to. So just pull the wheel up, and then it's on a timer. The door that it directs you to up there is on a timer, so if you were to run up there off the tree, like climb the tree and get up there, you wouldn't get up there in time. So you need to put these rocks under this little one of the rungs there, and then that will keep this door over here open. There's quite a few puzzles in this area, and when I first played this game I had no clue how to do them, but through enough trial and error it worked out. So there's going to be oh yeah, over here it's always fun trying to compensate for the angle that you need to jump backwards at. There's going to be a little edit over here because I just did very poorly, so I restarted the checkpoint, and it was right in this room. So there's many dogs here and those two bulls. So I got knocked around a couple times, but I like the effect when you get knocked back by the bulls. It goes in slow motion, and I love launching myself up with the bulls and getting just like wrestling with them for a moment in the air. So I did get knocked about a bit, but there's one funny part at the very end where I fling the Minotaur off the platform, and then I thought he was still alive, so I went down there to get him, but of course he was dead. So doing the triangle square move, or just pressing the square button about 6 times is the best move to, if you want to fling these guys backwards and make them fall on their asses. When you're protecting the chain a little bit later on, it's an indispensable method. Another way to get them on their asses is to parry. That makes them fall over, and also sometimes the magic that's linked to this particular weapon will make them fall backwards and get stunned. So I think he chased me inside again, and then that's where I got the idea to fling him off the platform. Yeah, I think he was going to charge at me over here, so I lured him back into this area with the intent on flinging him off the platform. So I head on out here, and then I press the square button about 6 times, and you'll see how it flings these bulls. They're very susceptible to that move. So see this? I'm doing it over here first. I'm going to knock him off, and then he fell back he was plastered against the brick wall up there. That was so funny. I wanted to put that in slow motion, but you kind of saw him at the last minute on the wall, but it's funny. Anyway, so grab these 2 boxes here. The white boxes, by the way, they refill your rage meter, but since mine is full, they're giving me other things. They're giving me a little rage, but obviously it's not counting towards anything. So leave the magic box there if you don't have it. Anyway, so we're heading on up here. And we're going to first. So when you go up here, you're going to need to turn the crank to bring up Persephone's coffin. And I just completed God of War: Chains of Olympus on God difficulty. So to see this woman again, now that we slayed her in that game. So to see her, it's really cool to see how Hades is so pissed off at Kratos for killing his wife. That's his wife, by the way, in the coffin, Persephone, and she was a very tough boss in God of War: Chains of Olympus. So you see what it says? Now it falls to me to collect payment for the pain you have wrought. So an epitaph is inscribed there, and then if you don't move, it says R1, and then that just means he's going to launch his blades. And at first it hits his arms, and then these two ladders fall down. Now, you're going to have to head back on to the left first. And then, also there are enemies on the left and right. I think the right one is spawned after you bring the bricks up. I'm not too terribly sure about that. I think you could make it spawn now if you wanted to. But, so I think there's one guy left over here. Yeah, and then this secret area up here, there is I believe there's a phoenix feather, several jars, and 2 red orb chests. So we're going to be fighting Hades pretty soon, so at least we have our health increase. That's going to be a positive going into that fight. And I think the blue and the yellow bars are going to have to remain the same unless this is an upgrade. Yeah, that's an upgrade. So yeah, that really reminds me of how this works now. Okay, so when you get to Hades, if you've been following my guide, you will have at least 1 health and magic upgrade. It's just that the item upgrade is going to have to remain so, not upgraded yet, not even 1 degree. I think they do that because Hades, you really rely on your bow and arrow for that fight a lot of the times. So that might be why they do it. I don't know if they had an agenda about that, but so head on down here, pull this lever, and then we're going to be penalized yet again for grabbing this this cart of rocks, of plates, or whatever it is. Penalized how? By having more harpies spawn, of course. So definitely leave that treasure box there unless you really need health, but you shouldn't be. I mean, there's been other health boxes so far, and there's also another one in the opposite room where we got the cart first of all. So they spawn right as you move the bricks. See, I was thinking they would spawn right away, but then I'm like, okay, this game getting tricky on me. Gonna make the guys spawn after I pull the blocks out. Okay, so then I was really prepared for these guys. Started grabbing them before they even manifested out of thin air there. So just do the combat grapple. That I would agree with what the game is saying about the combat grapple. Just do the combat grapple, and then that actually makes them fall to the ground. So then just grab kill them with the O button. I get hit a couple times by these kamikaze dives, and you see how much damage I'm taking in. I had full health when I got before this battle, so these harpies, they're damn dangerous. They really are. And another tactic is to just grab them while you're in the air and avoid any like ground blasts that are going on beneath you. So you see how much life I have left. I have they took 3/4 of my health away, those bastards. But there are there's a health box which I want to pick up over here. And like I said, the area where we actually got this cart has another health box too. And I think I picked that up off camera right before we interacted with Persephone's coffin. But so now there's just one final puzzle to do before we can go into Hades, the statue, and then down deeper into hell. So it doesn't really matter where you put this block, but you do need to start turning the crank to release the manacles so that we could put his arms in there. So that guy, I'm not sure if that guy was part of the first spawn that I left that guy out, but I know there is a spawn over here, and it's evidenced by the fact that there is a harpy over here. So I'm not sure if this second spawn over here is the harpy and that one soldier, or if it's just that harpy, or if, like I said before, if that soldier, I just happened to not kill him from the first phase on the other side where those hidden items were. So it doesn't really matter, but since that stuff's fresh in my memory, I thought I'd point it out. When you turn, you're gonna have to be turning this crank twice to release these manacles, and so it's on a timer, but it's very easy to make the time limit. Just head on up the ladder and then press back to jump, and then interact with the wheel, and then his arm's going to be trapped in the manacle. And normally there would be like an indication that you need to put the block back, but I think they wanted you to make that own distinction for yourself. So this is not on a timer or anything. You just have to move this block underneath this area there, and then you'll know, because it like you'll stop for a moment, the game will make you stop, and it'll move the camera over there. So so once that is in place, now the only thing left to do is to turn the crank, and it's going to release the manacles again, and his arm is still stuck on the his right arm is still stuck, that is. So we need to head on up here, and again, this is on a timer, so be careful. If you fail, it's not a big deal, you just have to turn the crank again. But then just turn this wheel, and then that's the end of the puzzle. Then his other hand will get locked in this manacle here. So I don't know why the other hand didn't get released, since both of the manacles were open. I guess maybe his arms are rusted out or something. I'm just not sure why, but that's how it works, for better or ill. And then you noticed a second ago that the camera pointed us to this point of interest here, so we're going to interact with his coffin, and then carve a hole into his chest via the coffin. Then we're going to jump in and then fight Hades.